my good friends who are, having this conversation. I think we shouldn't really take hook, line, and sinker some of this framing of the conversation. As mighty men and women of the pen, we must also interrogate those who make these allegations. For instance, when Amaechi says he's hungry, Amaechi must be interrogated. What does it really mean? Does it mean he's struggling to provide food, at his table? Or is he hungry for something else? As I said in my statement, is he really, food he's hungry for, or hungry for, just, naked power? Because he's accustomed to, having power over nearly half a century of his life. Amaechi just turned 60. For 25 years, about 25 years of his life, meaning that, from the age of 35, this, man, that young, was already a dependent on state resources. And, I don't see a commensurate, impact that Amaechi has made, whether as speaker or as governor or as a super minister, to, again, demonstrate 25 years of, this opportunity to make changes. He talks about how he was, his passport was taken in Germany and all of that. You see, when an ordinary Nigerian says that, I can relate. But when Amaechi, who has had the opportunity to really, put down his footprint, whether it's, in pushback against poverty or in accelerating development in our country, didn't do so, is the one lamenting, like, this ordinary Nigerian who traveled to Germany and had experience at the airport. I'm not impressed, and actually, that's actually very disappointing for a man of his standing to, come in public to make those kinds of statements. Look, I am also, a democratic operator. I was one of those who fought hard for our democracy. So yes, he was a former governor, he was a former minister, but some of us were in the trenches. Well, we were willing to lay our lives down.
Pardon me, quickly to follow up.
In defense of our democracy.
Are you saying that all that Mr. Amaechi has was gotten...
And you all also need to interrogate this, individuals.
Mr. Morka, can you hear me?
Say so, not because they're in the opposition.
Yeah, just quickly, before my colleague comes in, I need to get clarification on what you said.
Yes.
Are you saying that all that Mr. Amaechi has was amassed from government, from public funds?
I have not said anything like that. All I've said is that as a public officer for nearly 25 years, 24 years, to be specific, that Amaechi has been in office and therefore has been a beneficiary, consistent beneficiary for nearly a quarter of a century of government, patronage and, living off of the, benefits of his office. Even if it's just his salary, that's a man who has been employed consistently for 25 years. And I'm saying that, there's no commensurate show of what he has contributed to tackle poverty in this country, to tackle hunger, and certainly to bring Nigeria to development like the president is, criticizing, has done in 2 years. He hasn't even done anything close to that.